Psalms 127. See that. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman watch it, but in vain. Thank you, it's just another day. See that. It's just another day. Oh. Thank you, Jamie, wake up this morning. Roll out the earth before me start yawning. Turn round, bust a kiss by me darling. Tell her, say, honey, me a touching at the street. In the street, me see poor people bawling. Enough juvenile diesel yam from morning. Where the black woman future me oxen. Where the system a do fishy. No, big up the girl, them we fight it alone. And a race 2-3 picnic on them own. Where the man, they no man, no they home. Babylon have them in a jail. Big up the juvenile, them in a the street. Where you say them have to make it and not touch the chrome. Them no one with the claim our own. But Africa now found no hole in a row. Get the youth, we go on and on. Babylon, where we go? Hungry from morning till night come. Them want we fi live our lives so. Them a wonder if the youth, them a go stop. No. I wonder if the ghetto a go drop. No. Them a wonder if we catching out the trap. No. I wonder if Jah turn him back. No. Thank you, Jamie, wake up this morning. Turn up and smile out when we see it storming. Me vision say better days coming. Every day that me a pray. Me no see no job, nah, no free education, but them did promise. None of them never give with nothing. It's like ghetto youth lost to the system. Every day that me a pray. No, big up the girl, them we fight it alone. And a race 2-3 picnic on them own. Where the man, they no man, no they home. Babylon have them in a jail. Big up the juvenile, them in a the street. Where you say them have to make it and not touch the chrome. Them no one with the claim our own. But Africa now found no hole in a row. Get the youth, we go on and on. Babylon, where we go? Hungry from morning till night come. Them want we fi live our lives so. Them a wonder if the youth, them a go stop. No. I wonder if the ghetto a go drop. No. Them a wonder if we catching out the trap. No. I wonder if Jah turn him back. No. Thank you, Jamie, wake up this morning. Roll out the earth before me start yawning. Turn round, bust a kiss by me darling. Tell her, say, honey, me a touching at the street. In the street, me see poor people bawling. Enough juvenile diesel yam from morning. Where the black woman future me oxen. Where the system a do fishy. No, big up the girl, them we fight it alone. And a race 2-3 picnic on them own. Where the man, they no man, no they home. Babylon have them in a jail. Big up the juvenile, them in a the street. Where you say them have to make it and not touch the chrome. Them no one we fi claim our own. But Africa now found no hole in a row. Get the youth, we go on and on. Babylon.
Not gonna make that mistake again this time. Wagwan, people. Bless up on yourself. I have a bad habit of, just be here talking and the mic is on mute. Good thing I caught myself today. Bless up. Welcome to another episode of Why So Serious. My name is 187 for the purpose of YouTube. And yeah, I want to talk today about something that I'm very passionate about. Actually, something, my career. I want to talk about construction. And I had this little thing that I prepared. Let me just pull it up. I can just run off with it. But yeah, man, welcome to the channel. Please like, share, subscribe if you like what's going on over here. And I'll try and pump out as much content as I can. I'm just fresh with this YouTube thing. We're still building the plane as we fly. But yeah, the most important thing is that we just keep going, keep fucking around, and keep finding out. And yeah, oh, wine on deck today. I have to take a glass to ease off all the stress and tension of the week. And even though the weekend, we're still feeling it. But, we're pushing through still because we're a soldier. We don't, you don't really rest on weakness over here. We want to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So today I want to talk about construction. I have a couple videos I want to play, and I have something I want to touch on the very last part that is, I think, should be controversial. I don't think a lot of people talk about this because there's not really a lot of knowledge on it, right? But we'll get there. So yeah, today I want to dive into a topic that is super important. I believe is super important and that people should take it seriously. But we're gonna keep it light and fun, right? It's a serious topic, but we still want to keep it fun so the people can absorb it, right? During construction, or safety during construction and home improvement projects. Whether you're fixing up a kitchen, building a tree house, or you're just hanging a picture, right? Safety should always be your top priority. Always be a top priority. Now, I know that sounds a bit boring, but stick with me. We're gonna make this interesting, right? So, picture this. You've got your favorite tunes blasting, your tools are all laid out, and you're ready to tackle that project you've been putting off for weeks, right? But hold on a second. Before you go full Bob the Builder, let's talk about how to keep all your fingers and toes where they belong. You know, go chopping nothing off. And it happens in the blink of an eye. You'd be surprised how fast that shit happens, right? So first, let's talk gears. See? Now, gears in the form of what we call in the construction industry PPE. PPE refers to personal protective equipment. See? So that could be like glasses, gloves. I think them two things is necessary in almost everything that you're doing, like project wise. And then you have things like, steel toe boots, hard hat. Hard hat, I think, is necessary. Like when you're doing a project that things can fall on your head. It's good to have head protection. It's not necessarily, feasible with everything. It's kind of an annoyance when you start to do certain things, but it's definitely necessary. Steel toe boots, same thing. If you're doing a lot of heavy lifting, or if you're moving a lot of big things, if you're moving a lot of material, it's good to have like protection, especially for your toes, right? And it also has protection on the sole of the boot as well. They usually make it with like a steel shank, like a flat steel plate, so that nothing can puncture into the bottom of your foot. So it's always good to have the necessary equipment depending on what you're doing. Yeah, I know they're not the most stylish accessories, but trust me, they're lifesavers. See? Lifesavers, finger savers, save you from getting cut, all of them things. Goggles, keep your eye from flying debris, and yeah, flying debris. It's basically they're cutting something with a skill saw. And a lot of people, what they'll do this. They'll squint their eyes and like let the your eyelashes kind of form like anything flying in your eye kind of catch it. That's not good because you need to see what the fuck you're doing, right? You can't just be there just cutting something and then just relying on your eyelashes to keep shit from in your eye. No, you need to protect your eyes, cover your eyes, and make sure you can see what you're doing. If you have glasses that are all scratched the fuck up, it's probably better to get a new pair. Yeah, and then the gloves, no. Gloves is another thing. See? Gloves, people think that gloves, don't really do nothing, and a lot of times is a hindrance, yes. But when you're working with certain material, especially like concrete or any kind of gypsum products, when them things consistently like on your skin and them things, them things damage your hands, damage your skin. Your hands always look dry and fucked up. Like with me, even with me, like stopping and putting on personal protective equipment sometimes is kind of a hassle. And I forget to do it, and but you should always take the extra time to make sure that you're protecting yourself 100%, brethren, because like splinters and bear in mind that gloves again, any form of PPE is not necessarily 100%, right? But it does offer a factor of safety. For instance, if you're working with a box cutter and you have on gloves, If you cut yourself with the gloves versus without the gloves, it'll be more severe without the gloves. And a lot of times with the gloves, it just mostly results in a scratch, depending on what you're doing and how hard you're doing it, right? So it's always good to have on your PPE and doing things. Plus, you can pretend you're in a sci-fi movie. Your favorite superhero with the gloves. That's kind of corny, but let's keep it going. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, right? Tools. Power tools. These tools are awesome. They make everything fast and easier. I personally believe that when you have the right tools, you do a good job and you do it efficiently, right? They can also turn a fun project into a trip to the ER if you're not careful. See? Always check your tools before you use them. This is very important. Make sure they're in good condition and that you know how to use them properly. You never ever use a tool for something it wasn't designed for. Always make sure that it stays within its intended purpose. Using a drill as a hammer, for instance, not a good idea. You fuck up your tool, and you probably have a hammer somewhere. Stop being fucking lazy and just go get it. You know what I mean? But tools, very important. And to me, that is the other than the people that I work with, is one of the most important things to me because that's what make me my money, right? You always take care of your tools, you get something, you make sure you know how to use it. And this is another thing too. YouTube is something that people use for entertainment, but YouTube, you can learn a lot from YouTube. Even if you've been using a thing for years and years and years, you find that people have these things they call TikTok hacks, right? They can go on TikTok and people jimmy rig like a bottle and they use it for 50 different things. And you're like, oh shit, I didn't know I could do that. Same thing with tools. You could be using something for years and years and years, and then somebody show you something new about it. Always be open to learning something and don't be afraid to go out and seek the information. And you don't necessarily have to bug the person that you work with asking them 50 million questions when you have the internet. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to learn how to do these things and to get handy. Yeah, please don't use tools to bang shit. Get the fucking hammer. Don't be lazy. Don't be like that guy. Here's a big one. This is one of my pet peeves on job sites. In horseplay. Yeah, we all love to have a bit of fun, but there's a time and place for everything. Running around and goofing off while handing a nail gun or a circular saw to somebody. That's just asking for trouble, big man. Keep the shenanigans for the break time and stay focused when you're working. It only takes a split second for something to go wrong. See? I preach this to apprentices, people who not necessarily in tune with the environment that they're in, and they're still kind of learning it. These people will come onto your job site and they think is a fuck around, right? And they usually see somebody else who's more experienced than them, probably fucking around doing something that they shouldn't be doing, but because they're experienced and they're a person that been doing it for a while, they kind of develop the ability to whistle and ride. So yeah, but the apprentices come and think that they can do the same thing too, but you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you end up just wasting fucking time, you know? And in doing that, sometimes you make the environment that you're working in unsafe. So a joke is good. Some talking while you're screwing on something is good. But you see when the work's stopping because you're throwing something at somebody or you're fucking around, you need to stop. Then and realize where the fuck you are. You're somewhere that if somebody's cutting a piece of wood and you're throwing something at them, they could fucking like do something or something could happen. They cut off a fucking finger or a hand, and then you're standing there looking like a fucking idiot. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, yeah, the horseplay is very annoying. Very, very annoying, Bridget. In a split second shit can go wrong. Know what the fuck you doing? You know what the fuck you doing. And horseplay again. I always remember you're fucking with people that might not necessarily be in a mood to be fucked with. In a work environment, horseplay, I seen it go from 0 to 100 real quick. Where that shit turns into some fighting. You know what I'm saying? And nobody don't really like to see that shit, especially when you're there trying to make money and somebody pissing somebody else off, and then all of a sudden two people just duking it out in the middle of a job site. That's never fun for nobody. But yeah, cosplay, I don't like it. Keep it off of my job site, please, and thank you. Then let's not forget about the workplace itself. Again, keep it clean and organized. Clutter can be a major hazard. Tripping over like a stray piece of wood or slipping on a spilled liquid, can turn a great day into a disaster. So take a few minutes, to just tidy up as you go. Your future self will thank you, you know, for not having to take a trip to the hospital or being in some kind of excruciating pain based on negligence. I believe in an organized workspace at all times. I remember I was doing a job, I was working in a movie theater. I was doing this with somebody, and I was working with like 15 other people. No, it was like 10 other people, 10 people in total, including myself. And there was one guy cutting, and we were assembling the stages at a movie theater. And there's one guy cutting all the studs and shit. And I noticed, like, when I went down there to go ask for something, like, there was just a bunch of cut-offs spread all over the fucking place. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this, man? Like, you guys need to clean this shit up, man. And then I went back up there to work. They brought me my stuff. And then it was lunchtime in like 2 hours, right? So I'm going down now. What the fuck happens? I slip on a piece of steel and I twist my ankle. Everybody it was one guy running the shit out that he was cutting, and then it was another guy fucking cutting. Yo, I looked at them two motherfuckers, and I gave them all the shit, man. I was like, yo, I told you guys, you gotta clean this fucking shit up. You can't just have shit all over the place. Somebody's gonna hurt themselves. So said, so done. And sometimes you see things that other people don't see. You call that shit out, man. 110%. You call that shit out because you don't call that shit out, it could be fucking you. That's what I'm saying. It could be you. It could it could involve you as well as other people. Like shit can seriously hit the fan. Negligence is a messed up thing. Hmm. This now, I think this is a universal thing, right? They can apply in many other things. Then, but the one thing that is extremely important in any environment where you're working with several different people, several different trades, or just in the public or in any public space in general, communication. You have to fucking communicate. You have to communicate. It is key aspect of the job. Communication is extremely important for productivity to help mitigate like any risks or injuries or anything that could happen, and to just overall have an efficient workplace, right? Where everybody can feel safe and work together, come make them money, go the fuck home, and everybody feel good. It just take a little bit of effort. If you're working with someone else, make sure you're on the same page. See? Let them know what you're doing, when, you see, this could prevent a lot of accidents. Ever had somebody turn on the power while you're working on the wiring? See, that's not fun. That shit happened to me. I remember I think I was like 21 and I lived in Toronto and I was working for this guy who was renovating a house. No, I was 22. I don't know, somewhere around there. But he was renovating a house, right? And he had asked me to cut some wires. I was like, you're right there. Why you don't just cut it? But I was a laborer at that time. Like I wasn't in the position where I could just be, like you do it. I can't do that. And I didn't know. So the only thing that I could think to ask was, yo, is the breaker off? First thing this guy looks at me and says is yes. So I go to cut these motherfucking wires now, right? Yo, hey, big up to the people in the place. Big up Big is composition. Bless up, bro. Respect and love. Thanks for coming through. Zine and bless up Doris Myers as well. I just here talking about construction and we're about to watch some videos, but I just have some things I just want to run through real quick. I think right now we're on communication, right? But I was talking about this guy getting me to cut some wires in a house that we're renovating, and I asked him the only question I could think about to ask him was, "Yo, are the wires is the breaker off, Zine? Because I don't know nothing about electrical, right? Is the breaker off? Um, so I can cut it." He's like, "Yeah, the breaker's off." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I go to cut these wires, man, and I see a flash of light in my face. And they're like, I'm like, "What the fuck?" I let go of the thing instantly. And I'm there. I have to take a while before I can see shit again because all I can see is blinky. And then I look, goddamn, the pliers is welded to the wires that I just cut, man. I couldn't believe it. So I look at this guy and I'm like, "You motherfucker, yo!" Like, he's like, "Ha, I guess it wasn't enough." Yeah, I was not laughing, man. Want to knock this guy the fuck out, but I wasn't hurt. I just went outside. I had a smoke, and I came back in, and then it was all good. But damn, man, the guy fucked with my nerves that day. But communication sometimes isn't even enough. It is to just double check and always bear in mind that when you go to double check something, it's not necessarily for the other people. It's for yourself, your safety, because you're the one doing the work. You see what I'm saying? People will just send you in there because they want it done and they don't necessarily think. They only react after the fact. Oh my God, shit. Maybe I should have made sure that shit was okay before this guy died. You know what I'm saying? People don't think. Like foresight is a thing that is needed in construction. It is sorely lacking. Finally, know your limits. It's awesome to challenge yourself and learn new skills, but don't push yourself too hard. If you're tired, take a break. I struggle with this. If you're unsure about how to do something, look it up or ask someone with more experience than you. There's no shame in playing it safe. Absolutely no shame. You see, I have 10 of these, I want to keep all 10 of them because I do a better job with 10 than I would with 8. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose none of them, brethren. These two things up here, I don't want to lose them at all. I need them. So yeah, play it safe. Play it fucking safe. Your health, your safety is your responsibility. See? And then just want to wrap it up and say, suit up. See? Know your tools. Understand the tools you're working with. Stay serious around the serious shit. And don't fuck around. Make sure if you're fucking around, You're finding out. Then keep your space clean. Communicate with people around you. And don't overdo it. Follow these tips, and you not only get your project done, but you also avoid the epic fails that end up in those cringeworthy compilation videos, which we are about to review and go through some of the fuck ups that these guys are fucking up. You know what I'm saying? So I want to just end this little monologue thing by saying, just stay safe out there. Have fun with your projects because me personally, I have fun with everything I build. It's fun for me. And if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right? Stay safe. So I want to go through these videos now. I have a compilation. I think it's from Fail Army. I just want to say from now, Fair Use is in. But I want to go through some construction fails, and I just want to kind of explain what kind of how they fucked up and how they can properly mitigate the situation in the future, right? So without further ado, fair use, fail army, big up on yourself. Go like and share the fail army. I think they have a bunch of fail videos that are extremely entertaining. They cover a lot of different demographics and topics. It's interesting to go. Just check it out. Fail army. Without further ado, fair use again. Big up on yourself.
Oh!
All right. It all got into their intro, the thing, right? But what happened right here? Zine? There is a specific machine that is used to haul glass, right? That's not what they were using, which is fine because before that machine was invented, they did something similar to this. What they did not fucking do is have a tether on that thing. Because if I pull it up, you see like I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but well, you probably can't. But right at that corner where the glass is close to the arm of the crane, that's where the glass hit the crane because nobody is there. Nobody has a tether to that in order to keep the glass from swinging. So these motherfuckers just lifting it up and just let it do what it fucking do, and then this shit happens. Yeah, I can tell you straight up, that's a couple G's. That's a couple grand for that pane of glass. That shit ain't cheap. We're gonna let it run.
Oh!
And you can see exactly where it hit it. That wouldn't have happened if somebody had a rope on that thing. Big up Nino, motherfucking nation in the building. Bless up my brother Wagwan. Big up yourself. Large up, as the doc would say. We just here talking about some construction fails. Something that I know good. So we can break down some of these videos and I can give some insight into what the fuck is actually going on. I'm gonna try and paste this link. Oh, how do I do that? Uh-oh. I think I messed up. Think I messed up. 1 second. This would be good. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't pretend to know it all. Here we go. So in case anybody wanna come up, I'm just gonna put that right there. Give the door a knock. Come on in. Everybody's welcome. But yeah, I want to get back to this video. We have another crane, right? These guys are attempting to lift up top half of the statue off of the base. See? And you can see like they have it strapped around like just underneath the shoulders, and they think that's enough. But this is a failed thing. We damn sure know that they motherfucking get this thing off successfully. So let's see what the fuck happens. You have one single chain wrapped around smooth, polished stone. See? Well, the stone's not polished, but it's smooth. There's not really a lot of traction that that chain's gonna have. It should have wrapped that thing more adequately. But thank God nobody got hurt. And I can guarantee you again, think about this thing dropping, right? The chain slips from around this thing, catches the head, and rips off the head. Imagine now, right? Don't focus on the statue on the head. Think about that chain. That chain is whipping around, Bridget. Imagine if that shit hit somebody. That open up your head, bro. That shit hit you, you're done. But yeah, let's get into it. I feel sorry for Grandpa. I honestly, yeah, I feel sorry for Grandpa, man. But no, he in it. Let's get it. At least he had a laugh. You thought it was funny, but Grandpa, you can't be. That's, you can do a one-man job on that, but you need scaffold, man. Set up a scaffold on the base so you can stand up. You can get all your trusses up there. You can do your thing, but not off a ladder like that, man. Not off a ladder like that, bro. Yeah, let's keep going. I just finished talking about Grandpa, and then I see where this video is going now. And I can tell you straight the fuck up, like there's I don't know, it's people like this that give construction workers a bad name, that make people say that most construction workers are drunks and drug addicts. Because this can't be sane people doing this shit, man. Let me let it play. The fuck you think was gonna happen, man? This brand new brick. What the fuck? Imagine that was your material just got delivered and then that somebody did that shit. You know the funny thing about this? See these bobcats, this tractor machine that they're using to take this thing off? That bucket that's on the front, right? You can change those buckets out. You have forks. You have forks that you can put on the front of this thing to take off parcels like that. Why? Why? The world is just full of smart people. These people are just so smart. They got smartphones and they're just by default smart. This motherfucker put this thing full of tools. If anybody know what that box is? It's full of little small, a bunch of little small fucking tools, like 1,000,001 tools just right in that box. See? Why you couldn't put it? And there's a pallet. There's a empty pallet sitting right there. Why homie couldn't have just like used that thing, get it up on the pallet, and then lifted the whole pallet? Now you gotta open every single drawer and reorganize all that stuff. If he's an organized person. Maybe he's just a piece of shit that just throws everything into the drawers and just call it a day, and then you spend 1 hour looking for something that if it was organized, you could have just opened the drawer. Hey, here it is. Let me get it, and then close the drawer. When you're done, oh, put it right back where it belongs, and then. But no, you got to spend 3, 4 hours just going through a drawer that you couldn't bother to reorganize because you fucked. Now, I'm not I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I will accept that. But I'm pretty sure that that machine was supposed to pick that pipe up from off of the motherfucking truck and bring it over there with them other pipes that are right behind the fork, whatever the whatever the fuck this thing is. Okay. We're knocking down some walls. Let's see what's up. Oh! Bye bye, minivan. Damn. I wonder whose insurance that's going to be covered under. Is that the vehicle insurance? Is that the construction company insurance? Or I can guarantee you that construction company is going to say like, nope, fuck you. We didn't tell you to park there. Go fuck yourself. That's your car. Fuck you. They're going to be like 5 or 10 different fuck yous before he gets the point. But if you didn't park your vehicle there, the walls are coming down, man. Shit happens, bro. I gotta watch that again. I didn't see that part. What the fuck just happened? I remember seeing a video like this, Gene, and there was somebody like trying to hide in a gas station, or they were trying to, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. It was just crackhead behavior, but there should be absolutely no reason for a tradesman to be up in a ceiling like that. I install this type of material all the time. You can absolutely not walk on this product. This is called T-bar or suspended ceiling grid. That shit is fucking like you can bend it. A child, my 5-year-old son could bend one of them sticks that is up there to make the grid, and then those tiles you can easily break it. They're made out of like some kind of compressed shit. Zine, but I don't know. I don't think that's a tradesman. I think this is somebody like trying to make a forever home up in the attic. Hey, I ain't knocking these homeless people, man. It's probably it's warm up there. You know what I'm saying? It's inside. You can come down and use the toilet when everybody's gone home. I don't know what's going on. But hey, you up there, man. And this should look like in a beauty salon too. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man, highlight some more of the people them coming in. So we got player one, not player two, not player three, not player four, but player one in the motherfucking building. Big up to you, bro. Thanks for coming through. Please, everybody that's coming through, hit the like, subscribe if you like what's going on, and share with your friends and family. We want your friends to tell more friends so we can all be friends and chill on the ends. You see it? Bless up to player one. I want to say shout out again to the Bandits, Big Giz Composition, Nino motherfucking Nation in the building. Big up on yourself. Doris Myers again. Bless up to you, mommy. Thanks for everybody that coming through. We're gonna get back into this video. That's fucked up. I blame two people in this instance of the video. I blame the operator and I blame that person who was just standing right there. Then maybe the door could not have been locked properly and it just swung open. Um, yeah, I blame the operator because somebody is right there. You don't necessarily do things, maneuvers like that so close to a person. Then anything could happen. Um, I blame the person for being so close to the machine while it's being operated and not being aware that anything could fucking happen, right? But the key, the rule to these machines when you're around them, right? Don't be standing next to the thing while it's operating because again, anything can happen. Always clear yourself, and anytime you're walking past these machines, make eye contact with the operator. Like stop in a place where you can see the operator and look at that motherfucker. When he looks at you and you go thumbs up, you're just passing through and he gives you that thumbs up and tell you, yeah, you can fuck off, then you go. You don't just walk in front of machinery. Always make eye contact with the operator. And the reason for that is as long as he sees you and he knows what you're doing, you're okay. He will bear that in mind with his maneuvers of the machine. So just a couple of things to bear in mind, but there's some bullshit. I mean, it is what it is. Shit happens, but this is an easy way to get an insurance claim. Insurance is never fun, and I guess he sees and then kind of stops. Hey, women are always funny. Women are always so fucking funny, man. They're just in the middle. Why? Why? Ah! The fuck? Shut up. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, damn, yo. In the back screaming, bitch, that shit ain't gonna do nothing, man. Damn. Why? 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 Yeah. But with that video, though, with the boat, I think it's just a issue of like, balance and buoyancy. They were offloading that crane, and I don't think they were using proper procedures to do so. Because that thing, based on the offset of the weight, it was causing the boat to sway one way. But yeah, this motherfucker now cutting down a tree. Let's see what the fuck it's gonna be. Timber! Ah! Damn. Oh god, that's just funny. My thing is, right? I always wonder about these videos where they try to, because that didn't look too tall. If you let's pull that back up a little bit before it fell. You know what I'm saying? He tried to cut it in half first. I'm wondering how much space is back there. Like if he couldn't have fell it in such a way where, you know, I don't know. I don't know what goes through the mind of a lumberjack. Maybe one day we can explore that and see what's up. Timber! And the tree went four.
We up.
All right. In this video, these people are attempting to build a roof on the ground and then crane it on top of the the building that they're building, right? Crane it on top of the building that they're building, right? Um, Give me one sec. They're building a roof on the ground and then attempting to crane this roof up on top of a building. Now, this is a wooden structure. This is not a metal structure that is welded together and has, some kind of structural integrity that could accept this kind of manipulation. See? This is a wooden fucking structure that's held together with nails and gang nails. Gang nails is like a plate with a bunch of spikes on it that they hammer down over joints. So let's say you're trying to put a piece of wood like this, they would put a gang nail in between the two to kind of bridge it, right? That's all that's holding up this wooden structure. And they're attempting to do this shit on the ground and lift it up and put it on top of the building. Not only do they have to do that, but they have to make sure that it's square and set into place. I can tell you straight up right now, that's some backward shit. And in order to get that going, to get it done successfully, you'd have to reinforce the living shit out of that roof in order to be able to pick it up as a wooden structure. That's not the way to go, man. Just build it on top of the fucking roof. You got a crane there. The trusses come in packages because in every roof system, it's a system, right? With roofs, floors. Let's say you're doing a two-story home. When you purchase your flooring package, it comes with the stairs. You get all the joists, all the beams, everything. Everything is there, and they have drawings to specify where each piece a thing that you get, it's labeled, and the drawing specifies it, show you where each thing go. There is no fucking it up. Just do it on the roof, man. Fuck yo, you're gonna cost these people like that's another like what? I don't even know. I want to say like maybe like 25 grand, 30 grand because everything is fucking on it and that looks like a commercial thing. Build it on the roof, man. It's not worth it. You gotta love dogs. You gotta love animals overall. They're innocent. They're like children. See? And their instincts just kind of, it pushes them in a place where us humans can, because of society and how we are molded to fit into that. We are so far removed from nature that, we kind of don't understand dogs. So, but dogs are a wonderful, fascinating, stressful, fucked up thing at times, right? And let's see the kind of stress that this man has to go through. So this man just spent and this is probably the entire fucking day, at least 6 to 7 hours worth of work to do this whole driveway, to pave it, to prep it, to get the concrete put in there. Just for the concrete alone to put in there, that's like a good 6, 8 hours worth of work. And then let's see what Fido does. This motherfucker, Lassie, you Lassie ass bitch. And that motherfucker just skipping and hopping like, yeah, what's up, bitch? Damn. Lassie fucked up the concrete. What's this?
Unbelievable.
What are those? That looks like cardboard. These things, I don't fucking like these things. I don't like cranes. Really? I do not like cranes. There's something magical about engineering that I can appreciate. And if I really delved into this thing, I could probably understand it. But just from looking at these motherfucking machines, you got this, and usually rule of thumb, you can always tell how tall a building is going to be based on the type of crane that they use. Because a crane, once they erect the crane, I guess that's where it's going to be until they're done with it. I could be wrong, but the crane never usually, like the crane is always an indicator of how high the building is going to be, right? Yeah, like if the building is just breaking ground and you see like they got the foundations done and they got the crane erected. It's always an indication of how high the building is going to be because the crane itself, like the boom arm, has to be a certain distance from the structure's completed height, right? So they calculate all them things. So if you usually see like something tall as fuck, they're usually building like a high rise. If it's something short, it's usually like maybe like up to 5 stories, depending on what they're doing. Usually with wood structures, they usually go 4 stories, maybe five. That is due to something called compaction. So anything going higher than a certain height, I think it's 4 stories because usually in 5-story buildings, what they do, the base level is concrete, and then they do wood on top of that. Yeah, so they have basic rules they have to follow in these things. But these things I do not fucking like, man. Like I just see it. Again, you look at the engineering, it makes sense, but then you look at this thing itself, is like, fuck, I don't want to be nowhere near this thing. And they swing in the wind too, like they just see them just moving by themselves and nobody's up in there. That's fucking sketchy. But look at what happens to this thing in a hurricane.
You وقع كمان فيا. Why?
And that is one reason why I have to give engineers fucking credit, because you see when the arm, because that's a lot of force coming down, right? When that arm kinks like that around the mechanism, it's around the machine itself, and then it falls and drops. That force generated is kind of stalled out by the base. That is some amazing. Like if you were to delve into how much force that just that pillar the crane sits on alone can handle, you'd be amazed. But for something to make that kind of bend and then crash down into the side like that and it not topple over, in my opinion, that is amazing, right? I don't know how the arm was vertically up like that. I guess they were probably trying to set it up. I don't know how that even works because this is not necessarily whether you try to do something like that, but it happened and the crane is still standing. I don't know what is the procedure to take these things down in an event like this, but they must have some kind of contingency plan. Hopefully they do.
Why?
I have to pull that up again. I don't even understand what the fuck just happened a while ago.
Why?
All right. How the fuck? How the bumper ass pussyclat you managed to get this forklift, this this zoom boom in this fucking tippy position where it's tipping over in the front? How the fuck you do that, bro? What in the flying fuck was this man thinking? Well, let's see how this plays out. What the fuck, man? You just fucked up like 100 grand. Are you guys talking about Benz and BMW and all these nice cars? Yo, look at fucking farm equipment and construction equipment. That shit ain't cheap. And a lot of these motherfuckers that be driving this equipment, they have nothing to do with the cost of maintenance or even purchasing the fucking shit. They demo on a building. But damn it, shit like that fuck me up, like, because I spend money on my equipment, yo. I spend money on my things. Like I remember years ago, I think I was 25. First big job I got, I was doing some drywall. And I bought a ladder, yo. I was in Jamaica at the time. Jamaican dollars at the time were, I think you could call it a little less than $100 to one US dollar. And I spent like a good $15,000 on a motherfucking ladder, man. Right? And we were there doing the work, nice and everything. And then I go out and I come back in. This guy's on top of the ladder. And instead of him come down off of the ladder, move the ladder to where he wants it to be, and then go back up, this motherfucker's on the top of the goddamn ladder and he's trying to bunny hop it. And I'm there standing up and looking at him and I'm like, yo, you're gonna fuck my ladder up, guy. Don't do that. Zin? And then he does it 2 more times, and then he comes down and moves it. And then I see him doing it again. And I say, yo, don't do that to my ladder. You're gonna fuck it up. Right? Cool. So now it comes to the point now where I'm doing something on the motherfucking ladder, right? I'm in the corner and I'm trying to drill into concrete and I have to apply a lot of pressure. And I put the ladder strategically so that I could pivot off of the ladders. I can make like a fulcrum off of the ladder and use it beneficial to get the force that I need to bore this fucking wall. And I'm there with the drill now, pushing it into the motherfucking wall, and all of a sudden I feel like the ladder's falling. So I look around, the ladder is fucking falling, man. What's happening? The legs are kinked from this motherfucker jumping around on my shit. Yo, I fall, I hit the ground, the drill comes out the wall, this fucking drill bit misses my face and hits the fucking ground. Dude, I get up and I swear to God. Yeah, you guys ever see, God of War? Kratos? Like that kind of rage and the yo, Bridget, I turned into motherfucking Kratos on this guy, man. I was like, yo, get your fucking shit and get the fuck off of my job site, man. I fucking told you not to fucking fuck with my ladder, and I'm there looking at my ladder now. When I looked around on my ladder, it's like somebody just threw gasoline on the motherfucking fire, man. Cause I couldn't control myself no more. I was like, yo, yo. And ironically, I didn't pay that guy yet, and Friday was payday, and this was a Wednesday. His mom and his dad had to fucking beg me to pay him. And I'm looking at these people say, yo, what about my motherfucking ladder? Who's gonna pay for that? This motherfucker's paycheck was $25,000. See, my ladder cost 15. I'm telling these people like, yo, I gotta buy my shit back. I can't just fucking go without a ladder. I got work to do. Ryan, please, I'm begging you, I'm this with that. I just fucking let him go, man. Like, fuck yo. So I don't like when people just take shit for granted, man. That's what I used to make my motherfucking money. That's what I'm saying. It's not no toys. Take care of my shit because they fucking take care of me and make sure that me and you have shit in your fucking pocket. Let's see this fucking building. They demo on a building. I always like to see I never actually seen what do they call it? Like strategic demolition, I would say, where they plan to except in 9/11. We gonna talk about that a little bit. I got a little something something in the end, but let's get through it. That part that's still freestanding after the blast, in my opinion, would be like the elevator shaft or the stairwell, which usually are side by side, and those have to be solid concrete shafts going all the way up. Not sure why they wouldn't do something about that, so it's demoed in the blast as well. But that's probably what that freestanding thing is. Everything else are crumbled is the floors, and they usually pay attention to the structural columns. And what they do, I'm assuming they use something called primer cord, where it's like an explosive and it comes in like a line, and you can wrap it around something, and when you detonate it, it just like it cuts. It doesn't explode. It just cuts. So you could make like in a concrete wall, if you put like a doorway with primer cord and you detonated it, it would just cut out that part where you put the thing. So it would cut out a doorway. And that's what they do. They shear the columns in a strategic manner, and that causes the building to collapse. Probably a little bit harder to do with a solid concrete shaft. Uh, I know for some people that's gonna be new fear unlocked. Then, hey, let me stop again and big up some more people who have passed through the blood clot place. Big up Auntie from the motherfucking boiler room. We all know Auntie for the purge. Auntie, I got a bone to pick, man. Where's the way? We need some purge. Because there's a lot of beef going on in these streets. Some people need to get some shit out their chest. You put that shit far apart, man. People need it, you know? But yeah, big up to Auntie. The next purge is gonna be there. I'm gonna be there again. Talk my shit as usual. It is what it is. But big up to Auntie. Respect for passing through. Um, yeah, get back to it. This shit is fucked up though. Like Them people lucky. They fell on the back of the car. Purge coming next month. All right, bro. I'll be there. Zin. I'll be there. Yeah, man. I love the fucker, you know. But the fucker never seemed to find me though. Maybe it's a good thing. We keep it that way. Yeah. So imagine if you driving and this should fall on your car. And I gonna say something that I want all the 5 people watching this video to remember and everybody else that come in, right? Anything like this happen, if something fall on your car close to a construction site and it jerk the car significantly, brethren, when you come out of that car, the first thing you ask for is an ambulance. Then the first thing you ask for is an ambulance. Oh, my neck hurts. Oh, I need an ambulance. Oh, oh, my back. Oh, oh, my head hurts. Oh my God, I need an ambulance. You get that motherfucking report from the ambulance. Because in any insurance claim, with that little ambulance report there, bro, they don't need to ask you no more motherfucking questions. They just need to give you your goddamn money. You see him? Yeah. I hope this guy got his motherfucking money. All right, people, I gotta call this out before it happened because I seen some bullshit and I kind of know where this is going. Never you be the fucking idiot. I don't even, that is a understatement. That is an insult to idiots everywhere. Never you be, I don't know, never you be the guy. Let's just say that. Never you be the guy to be on top of a structure when it is being demolished. You would be classified as a fucking idiot. And if you die, there's video evidence to show that you are a fucking goof. Let's go.
Oi, 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 oi.
Case in point. You see what I'm saying?
He's dead.
Why? Why? Another another fun fact, Zin, when you're transporting equipment, there's a lot of things that you need to know other than, oh, is it strapped down properly? It's not going nowhere, it's good. You need to know the clearance of this fucking thing that you just loaded on your truck, man. Because that white sign with the numbers in the middle with the red circle around it indicates how much clearance you have underneath that bridge or how much clearance is allowed. This guy just loaded up something on his truck like, "Do. We're just gonna drive it to the other side, man. We don't give a fuck. We just need to get it there now. We need to get this shit there now, right now. I don't give a fuck." Hey, that's what happens, man. It's not a lot of damage, not significant damage. Yeah, he can just back up and then, probably just have to replace a window, maybe a little bit of body work if he does give a too much of a fuck about it. But yeah, man, you have to know the clearance of whatever you're hauling. That's never a good idea to do something like that.
Oh, what do they do now? Oh,
I think they're demoing this building.
awesome.
That was probably intentional. That must have been intentional. Yeah, they're cheering. I absolutely hate stilts. I think that circus people wear stilts. Circus people, stilts should stay in the circus. They're efficient, Zin, but I personally don't like them. Maybe one day I'll get used to it enough that I can use it on jobs. But yeah, they're very dangerous. Like falling from your own height is dangerous enough. Imagine falling from an extra 4 feet higher, right? And you can't control once your legs buckle and you start to go down, you're going down. You can't, there's nothing you can do other than hold on to some shit, but chances are you're gonna fucking go down and that shit that you're trying to hold on to is just gonna break your fall. See? Told you. This is what I was talking about when I mentioned horseplay, right? You're trying to work, and it's it's fun every now and then. I'm not gonna lie, I fuck around on the job site, but I know my limit, and I try to keep it to a bare minimum of the fucking around. And usually when we're fucking around, the guys know what's up, Zin, and we don't do it when somebody is doing something potentially dangerous, like this, right? But it can be funny. But I don't like fucking around like this. Like if I took my thing off and I look to the side and I see this guy's fucking with me, I'd be more inclined to want to fight this guy. Depending on who he is. Maybe not. But yeah. It's a potential fight. Even if we're cool, you might get fucked up.
With the stock control.
Fucking idiots being idiots. We're not even gonna talk about it. Let's go.
Now, ooh.
You didn't see that shit there, man? I don't know what the fuck that is or why it's coming down so fast and in so many pieces, because if it was one full structured thing, it should all be attached together securely, right? I don't know what the fuck that is. It looks like the front of a building covering up a building. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is. Just fucking idiots. Like, mhm. Damn, why were you standing there, bro? Yeah, this one in particular, I'm gonna stop and talk about, right? Let's look at the potential for fuckery. See? Imagine if that fell on his head, right? Let's take it off of the head because he could be dead. Let's put in a scenario where he's still alive. Let's say he fell first and that shit fell on his knee. See? I have something I can. No, I don't. But that shit fell on his knee. Your knee's supposed to do this. But what if that shit fell on your knee and your knee's doing that? Not good, man. Why the fuck would somebody do something like that? There's so many things that you could do to spare yourself from that potential danger. Well, let's continue.
Yeah, just like that. And that's all there is to it. And,
Oh, bro, you are so fucking lucky. Hey, this man is that camera saved his life. You're just fucking dumb. Another fucking idiot. Let's look at that one. So there is a right way to do shit like this, right? That bucket that he has, he should have put that on the ground and then drove it forward to use the bucket from the thing just falling down like that. He's an experienced operator. He should have fucking known that. Idiots being idiots.
Go ahead.
Idiots being idiots. Look at this shit now. Can you imagine? You're working with somebody and then all of a sudden, shit's just like, let me watch this shit till when it falls. Yo, I would absolutely fuck that guy up, man. I would fuck that guy up. I'd be like, but I'm wondering, because there's no audio, didn't this guy, yo, if that shit starts to come down on me, my mind is gonna calculate really quick, yo, I can't live this shit by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm immediately gonna start to scream, yo, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling, right? And I'm not gonna be there trying to hold that shit up. I'm gonna fucking move. Listen, there is no sheet of drywall. There's no piece of lumber. There is no screw, nail, door, any kind of building product that is worth more than my motherfucking life and my safety and my health. So if that shit's coming down and it's coming down on me, I'm gonna do my best to get the fuck up out the way. See, we worry about the money after that. At least I'm still fucking alive. Fucking idiots again. Why would you put a piece of heavy equipment like that up top? Zine, if you have a shop and you have a mezzanine meaning like an upper floor like that, try not to pack heavy fucking just audio shit on top of the mezzanine. Keep that on the ground where you can easily take it, put it in your truck. Put smaller shit up top. I mean, that's not the fucking way to go. It's not the way to do it.
I'd just like to congratulate our handyman on his fine workmanship.
Damn, man. I ain't got no words, yo. Idiots are just idiots.
Good job.
What's going on here? Yeah, this is some, this is some, all right. These people, I gotta give them points for trying to be organized, right? Because they have all of their shit stacked up somewhere that it's neat. You're not tripping over nothing, nothing's in the way. However, there is always a way to do things to mitigate the risk, right? And even though they are organized, this is not one of them ways that mitigate the risk. You actually add a fucking hazard. There's actually two hazards because there's one where this gentleman is, and on the other side of the video, you will see a similar hazard that's set up over on that side, right? Let's see what the fuck happens.
Why?
Immediately when that shit happens, if that guy is okay and he's not injured and he has to take the day off or to get some mental stability back or something, immediately after that shit happens, man, somebody is walking around the fucking site. Two people walking around the motherfucking site and making sure that all of them fucking hazards are eliminated. Because I don't want that shit happening to nobody else. That's fucked up, man. Like we gotta use our thinking hats when we're doing shit like that. You can't just pack some shit up like that and then we're just gonna it's neat. Put it on the motherfucking ground. Right? It's a hazard. If it's long and it's leaned up against something, it's a hazard. Lay it down flat. More horseplay.
2, 3, 4.
He's a willing participant, so therefore he's a fucking idiot. He deserved it. Let's go. I put the link in there, by the way. If anybody want to come up, I just chilling. I just watching this shit. I like construction, so this is kind of, it's kind of fun for me. I like it. Hopefully you guys like it too. Please remember to like, share, subscribe if you like what's going on here. I don't necessarily pick any specific topics. I just like to, look at things and then just come and show it to you guys. It is what it is. I don't know what this thing is. It looks like it's under high pressure. Um, I don't even know what that liquid is. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and the front of that truck ain't even on nothing, man. It's just flying. Hey, it's a Tesla truck. It's a levitating kind. Let's see. Oh no, it's just falling. Damn. Again, a piece of like $250,000 equipment. Well, maybe not this one in particular, because that looks old as shit. But these cement mixing trucks especially can be very expensive. Let's see. How much does a cement mixing truck cost?
According to Charter Capital, pricing for concrete trucks can vary depending on the type of truck, the size, and whether you're buying or leasing. Standard.
So between $100,000 to $300,000. Zine, and I assume that they have some that are high tech now that do a lot of shit. And that's not including like a pump truck with the boom that because these trucks just drop the concrete off in one specific place, but you have another truck that they call a concrete pump truck, where it has like a boom. It's kind of like a crane where it cranes it pours the concrete specifically where you need it. So it's less labor intensive and you get it where you need it to go. And yeah, expensive though. That's one way to do it fast.
Oh well.
What is he doing wrong? Can anybody tell me? I don't know what possesses these people sometimes, man. Like, it's a fucking mystery to me. What really enters the minds of these individuals that do these things? Because here you have a vertical wall that you're demoing, trying to collapse the ceiling attached to it as well, right? And you're not only in front of this wall, not even 2 feet away, your ladder is set from this wall, it looks like. But it looks like there's another wall directly behind you, right? And you're trying to do this fucking thing, trying to chip at it, yeah, oh, it's going, it's going, yeah, half an inch. Yeah, oh, it's gone now. Oh, and the fucking wall collapses on you. Good job, dumbass. For everybody that does not know what this man is attempting to put on this truck, that is a slab of granite or marble, which they do use to make countertops. Now, this particular piece, right, the size that it is in, I can tell you it is not motherfucking cheap. It is probably very expensive for that slab of granite. But these people are attempting to place flat. Oh, it's not going on a truck, it's just going on a table. But I'm assuming that, this is a yard for this stuff, so and they do this all the time. Let's see. No. Yeah, it's garbage now. You can't use fucking any of that. You cannot attach it back together. No, it's done. This is just some water coming in. Nothing special. Oh my god. Going out here. Okay. Important lesson. When you're swinging something like this, yeah, shit like that can happen. What could even happen is the whole entire thing, if you're not gripping on it good enough, could just slip out of your hands. Swing in the other motherfucking direction, not towards the house. Swing away from the house. That way, anything that you hit does not bounce back towards the house. And even though they have these plywood things there as hoarding to block any debris from hitting the building, you notice that they're not covering up all the windows, right? It's just protecting shit from 4 feet high, anything from lower than 4 feet from hitting the house, but anything going above that can still fuck the windows up. Swing away from the house so that when you pound, the debris is gonna fly away from the house. And then that just means that you have to concentrate the hoarding on the exterior of the property line, Zine, to make sure that anybody in the public is not being affected by flying debris. It's hitting the hoarding. You don't fucking do that. That's stupid. However, in saying that is stupid, not everybody knows, and not everybody stops to think. And this is one of the most important things in construction as well. You have to stop, think, analyze the situation, and then develop a plan. Always have a plan. Never just go willy-nilly into something and just say, "Oh, we got freestyle." Fuck that, Bridget. Fuck that. Because freestyling shit never fucking works in my opinion. You're gonna spend way too much time doing that shit. Have a plan, have a blueprint. Okay, this is what we're building. All right. I know I can calculate how much shit I need. When you're just doing the thing free willy-nilly, you never know how much shit you're gonna need because you don't have a plan. And as you're doing it, you're gonna say, "Oh, I need two more 2x4s, or I need two more 4x4 posts or something." And you know what I'm saying? Anytime you're doing something, always have a plan. If you bought a home and you want to renovate your basement, have a plan, right? Have a plan when and it doesn't have to be no architectural drawing. Like it doesn't have to be something that's 100% it written in stone and you have approvals on it from the city and all that. You can just make a little sketch so that when the contractor comes, you can show him exactly what you're thinking about building and he can advise you. He can give you proper advice on what you want and not just do some, little, oh, you want to do this? Give you explanation on that. Oh, you want to do that? Give you explanation on that. Because the more stuff you pile on him, you might end up not necessarily overwhelming the person because for a person like me that's a contractor, it's work. I don't necessarily look at it as a headache, right? But I have to quantify all these things and everything costs money. Always bear that in mind. But yeah, don't do this. Don't be like this guy.
Right down. Right down. All right down.
Keep going down.
Keep going. Just go.
Keep
More
going down.
horseplay,
Slide
but
all the way
let's
down to the
see.
floor.
And now he can't get back up. So this trick, people, just to indulge a little bit of fuckery that's going on the screen. Apparently, if you place your legs in this position, like you put your right leg around the pole and then you put your left leg over it and then under it and then you go all the way down to the ground. Apparently, it's supposed to be that you can't get out of this, right? Fucking idiots being idiots. Yeah, it is what it is. The one fuck up turned into another fuck up where they flipped the tractor that was flipped over and now it's out of control going down the hill. What's happening here? Oh, that looked like it went well.
First time you'll see a Suzuki parked in a house. Charlie
Okay.
Burns' Trail of Destruction.
Just give it a quick nudge. Just give the alarm box a nudge. What are you doing? Oh my god!
I
Don't.
don't know if that
What have
was
you
new
done?
construction. I don't know what the fuck that was. That last one was kind of strange. Hey, big up the Fail Army again. Shout outs to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Your videos are fun. I don't know what the fuck that last one was. If he was holding up that wall, I don't know what that guy expected that man to do with that brick wall. Like, I think the roof was supposed to be built into that, but that wasn't gonna happen, man. Like, you can't have somebody just on the ground bracing that fucking wall. You have to put actual braces from the ground, going at 45 degrees, bracing that wall up so it doesn't fall down like that. But I think from the point where you remove all the structural things that's keeping that wall from being upright, you fucked it from jump, so it was just something waiting to happen. But we got through that long ass motherfucking video. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Hopefully you were a little bit entertained by the fuckery, and hopefully you got some insight into how you can mitigate, some of your risks while doing projects around the house. Maybe you at work or doing something, but always keep safety in mind. It's good because we got families, and even if you don't have a family, we have our motherfucking selves. You see what I'm saying? We want to be alive to go fuck some pussy, to go to the club, to have fun, to do whatever the fuck you feel like you want to do. You know what I'm saying? We're bandits at heart. We do what we do, and it is what it is. But bear in mind, whilst doing what you're doing, stay safe, Zane. Keep all your digits. You don't want to lose nothing. And yeah, another thing I want to talk about, right? That has to do with construction and you can say home ownership. When you're looking to buy a house, for anybody looking to buy a house from a construction perspective, one thing that should be a factor, I don't know about anything else, but one thing that should be a factor is the age of the house, right? How old this house is. Age of the house has one important factor to play, in my opinion, and it is the only thing that matters when when I will be purchasing property. The age is relevant because that can point to a time period when the house was built and it can indicate the type of materials being used in construction, right? One thing why I think that it is important to consider this factor is that before a certain time period, I believe it's like the 70s, the 80s, asbestos is a word that probably everybody knows, but people know very little about. Asbestos is a very dangerous thing. Not any immediate danger. It's long-term danger, right? Asbestos is a thing that affects you long term. Some of the things that can come from asbestos. Asbestos is a material, right? To give you some insight on this material, it is extremely friable, meaning that it disintegrates with very little disturbance. Meaning like if this had asbestos on it, or if this was a piece of asbestos, I could, by just handling it, it would be like pieces of it would be crumbling off. And me blowing it like that, it would be everywhere. You know? This thing, once it gets in the air, it takes, I believe it is 72 hours for every single particle in a closed room. Bear in mind, this room has to be closed. There can be no air disturbance in this room at all. Nobody moving around. It's just a sealed room, right? It takes 72 hours for every single asbestos fiber to fall to the ground. If you apply like a mist, or if you attempt to wet the particles of asbestos, they will fall to the ground. Because that's the one thing, you have to make them heavy for them to drop, right? How is asbestos? How is asbestos harmful to people? Asbestos can, and this is just off the top of my head. This is what I know. I've done remediation. That is what they call like asbestos removal, abatement, right? And I have done the courses. I have relevant information on this thing, so I can tell you what it is. It causes in particular, two main diseases. There's asbestosis and mesothelioma. Mesothelioma, asbestosis, they're kind of the same thing. in a way where they both are caused by the one material, right? So what this thing is now is asbestos fibers are microscopic. And when they're airborne and they enter your circulation system, when you breathe them in, it enters into your lungs, right? Into small pockets called alveoli. And what it can be likened to is like a microscopic needle. Now, when it enters your lungs, it lodges itself into your alveoli. What this does over time is it forms scar tissue, similar to what cancer does, right? A lot of people have these things and they think they have cancer. Doctors just tell, oh, you have cancer. Gene, it forms scar tissue around your lungs and eventually you die from it. Asbestos is dose independent. If you have one asbestos fiber in the air and you breathe it in, that's all it takes for you to be exposed to this thing for 5 to 1 second. That's all it takes for you to breathe this thing in and you have fucking cancer that you can never get rid of. It's a chemotherapy, can't get rid of it. And this is the reason why asbestos is 100% chemically unreactive. That means that you cannot destroy it with any chemicals. You cannot burn it. It doesn't turn to ash. Zine, it does, it just disintegrates more. And then it's into the atmosphere. It's going everywhere. You cannot destroy this thing with any chemicals. The only way you can neutralize it is to soak it, make sure it is wet so that the fibers become heavy so that they do not become airborne, or you can you can encapsulate it. And that is either placing it into a bag, and there's a certain method for disposing of asbestos. You have to double bag it, and it's very expensive to get rid of as well, which is another thing for all homeowners potentially buying houses that you want to take into consideration the age and if this house potentially has asbestos, because if you want to do any kind of renovations, you could be putting your workmen at risk, you could be putting yourself at risk. You could be putting your family at risk. Anybody who's going to be inside that home, you could be putting them at risk. Because we all know that after construction is done, you can only clean your house oh so well, right? And we're talking about a thing that can be airborne like that. And it's just all over the place, and you don't know where it's going. And then, all years down the line, you have cancer. You don't know where this cancer came from and all them things. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason why I want to talk about this aspect of things. Because I seen something happen in 2001 that I don't necessarily hear a lot of people talking about. And, I have my thing now. I can make my own videos and I can talk about shit that I want to talk about. But asbestos is a fucked up thing. And at one point in time, believe it or not, they used to call it the miracle mineral because it was chemically unreactive. And what do they use this chemically unreactive mineral to do? They use it in a lot of um, construction applications, mainly for like fireproofing, fire resistance, because it is chemically unreactive. Anything that you amalgamate this substance with, it develops a property of being fire resistant, right? So they use this in a lot of fireproofing. They use it in a lot of flooring. They use it in gypsum products like plaster. They use it in drywall. They use it in flooring. They use it in a range of things. But especially in a lot of these high-rise buildings, they used to use it as fire stopping. Fire stopping is something that they apply to structural steel, that in the event of a fire, right, the steel is somewhat protected so that it's not affected by the fire to a certain either rating, meaning like there's a certain time where a fire can burn at a certain temperature and the steel will be unaffected, or well, yeah, that's the only real thing. This is a fire rating. It determines the amount of time that the building can burn for before the structural integrity is affected, right? But they apply these things to all high-rise buildings, sprinkler systems, all kind of safeguards So, and they engineer these buildings heavily. But what if like, in a case where you had these buildings, these high-rise buildings with a lot of asbestos in it? I touched on the price a little bit, that asbestos removal can be very costly. And let me give you an idea, right? I'll grab a tape measure real quick. Let me grab a tape measure. Yeah, I got my Stanley Fat Max. Oh, Stanley Fat Max right there, my 16 footer. I love these tape measures. It's all I use all day, right? So that's a foot. A foot is 12 inches. Zin? Let me see if I can get 2 feet. That is 2 feet. Oh, I can't see. Anyway, so let's say 2 foot, 2 foot wide by 2 foot high, for a 2 foot by 2 foot square of asbestos. If you had a drywall piece that you needed to cut out of your house, for a 2 foot by 2 foot square, Zine, it's $500 to remove. And I can tell you straight up, if there was no asbestos in that 2 foot by 2 foot square, like 2 feet wide, 2 feet high square of drywall, $500 to take out, it would take me 5 seconds, no, less than 5 minutes to remove that piece of drywall if it did not have asbestos. But because it does have asbestos, I have to contain it, right? I have to make sure that when I'm working in there, it's not escaping and going anywhere else. And I have to make sure that I remove it properly so that whoever has to go there and fix it doesn't have to cut anything else out. All he has to do is put something back there and it's done. See? It's $500, right? I want to share a video with you guys about a popular building and a popular occurrence that happened. And this occurrence, we're not going into no conspiracy shit, but this occurrence that happened, it happened. It's solidified in American history. But this aspect of it, I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and I decided to just make a video about this. So here we go.
The Port Authority had sued the insurance companies, trying to get them to cover the cost of the asbestos removal. But in May 2001, 4 months before the terrorist attack, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey lost their 10-year-old court battle. At that point, the Port Authority was between a rock and a hard place. The Twin Towers could no longer be maintained without incurring the cost of asbestos removal, yet they could not be demolished because of the large amounts of asbestos they contained.
It could not be demolished. I wonder if we not listen to what the fuck this guy just said. They cannot be demolished because of the amount of asbestos that they contained. The Twin Towers that Bin Laden boom up had a fuck ton of asbestos in there to protect all them structural columns, to protect all the structural steel for fire retardation. It's probably in the flooring products. There was a fuck ton of asbestos in the Twin Towers.
The only remaining option was to dismantle and remove the two poison-filled giants one piece at a time. But the cost of such an operation would have been so astronomical that no one has ever tried to put a number on it.
I think in this video they did. Let's
Cost of
see.
asbestos
Hold on.
removal, yet they could not be demolished because of the large amounts of asbestos they contained. The only remaining option was to dismantle and remove the Port Authority of New York and New
Yeah, see that? This is the number. So in 2001, this was a number. Zin? Let's rewind it. Port Authority of New York and New Jersey lost a 10-year-old court battle to get its insurers to pay more than $600 million for the removing asbestos from the Twin Towers. See? And yeah, you see what this guy said in this video. This should happen months before them two buildings came down. But what can everybody remember from that? Right? From the buildings coming down. Right? They had these two massive buildings that fell because planes hit them. I'm not discrediting all the lives that were lost on that day. That was a tragedy. Sorry to hear, but we're talking about the building objectively, right? So these two buildings came down, and then a third building that never have nothing to do with any plane attack or anything, but that building fell too, conspiracy, whatever. We're gonna leave that one alone. But for these two buildings, we see a number here, $600 million, and we don't know if that is per building, right? I don't know how many floors of this building. Like, in order to do a effective abatement in that building effectively, you would have to remove all interior finishes, furnishing, everything, at least a floor at a time. And even that can be tricky because you have to seal off and make sure that you seal off the ventilation system in the building to make sure that that shit's not getting into the air vents and migrating to other floors. There's problems littered all throughout that, right? So how I see it, somebody lost the lawsuit and say, no, I can't. When I have to go renovate this and it'll cost this much money to deal with the asbestos. These motherfuckers, let me not say that. Let me be very careful with what I say, right? Coincidentally, these two buildings just came down months later, right? Months later, these two buildings came down. And one thing I can remember from all them videos is the clouds of smoke all over the streets. Clouds of smoke all over the streets, and nobody don't know what's going on. Nobody don't know what happening. Asbestosis, mesothelioma, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing you gonna hear when you go to the doctor is, oh, cancer. COVID time come around, a lot of people this thing that going around, and it affecting people respiratory system, but people dying, and oh, it's from this thing. I don't know how many people died in New York, man, but damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's little things like these that we don't know what the fuck is going on in our world, but hey, things just happen and then we just get thrown in the middle of it and then we're just there like these things are very real. You know? Feel sorry for anybody who was in that debris in New York City and in any neighboring city or anywhere because that shit just gonna get once the wind catches it, just gonna go everywhere until it rain or some kind of moisture weigh it down and it just fall to the ground. But yeah, I just wanted to share that little bit with you guys. Zine, with the asbestos. Ah, so, yeah. Well, yeah, people, I want to thank everybody for coming through. Then I posted a link, nobody came up. That's good still. I had people watching. I appreciate each and everybody for coming up and listening to what the fuck I gotta say. We just bandits trying to do this thing. Again, want to big up to Mommy Doris Myers. Bless up yourself, Mommy. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope everything is going well. Want to bless up my brother Nina Nation. Nina say he heard himself at work. Nina, I hope you had a speedy recovery. I hope you're doing good. And we can look forward to some shows over the weekend so we can come and chill with boy Nina Nation. You know what I say? That man player one, not two, three, four, but number one. You see? Big up yourself. Auntie, the boiler room. The room is boiling. Big up yourself, Auntie. Thanks for coming through and showing some support. I sincerely appreciate you, sir. Big Giz composition in there somewhere. There he is. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Big Giz. Respect and manners to everybody that come through. Then maybe I'll stay up here for a little bit. I'll post the link again. Anybody wanna come up, you can come up, play a song in the meantime, in between time. In the meantime, in between time. You do your thing, I do mine. Don't know me love the girl them already, you know, so any tune me play have to be a girl tune. Have to be a girl tune. See? And we have to give them a cartel. You know me I say. We had some upliftment already at the starting of the show. Let's go to some fuck shit. All of the girl them who have them man in a jail, we still gotta give them pum pum. Big up to Uno. See? With the ever blessed pussy. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, man. Anybody want to come up can come up. Don't feel shy. Oh shit, which doctor going? Which doctor going live? Code Red, not Fight Club. Damn. Look like which doctor I gotta look on some fuckery.
Thank you very much.
Not Fight Club plus Freezy, Anton, Izzy, Fatty, Code Red. Bumbuckler, I want to go on the bandits team tonight. It's like I gotta go log on and see which doctor I go on. I go on with.
Yeah, come here, make me fuck you now. Your boom boom tight, me girl, you hold me.
It look like some shit going down, man. Some shit going down. Some shit going down among the bandits. So I have to go check that out and see what's going on. But everybody, thank you for tuning in. Bless up on yourself. I'm just gonna let some music play and we chill. It's 7:34 where I am, which doctor going on in 6 minutes time. So we're just gonna make some music play until the bandits go live. But everybody, big up on yourself. Thank you for coming in again. Thanks for chilling with me. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Zane, bless up on yourself. Yeah, adapt myself.
Yeah, me don't come fast if you never know.
I know you are the bad boy troubadour.
Come always high, so me never know.
My baby,
Your boom boom tight, me girl, you hold me.
that hoodie along like a cozy story.
And you me say, please skin out your glory.
Me want you come fuck me like you own me.
Me love you, you know me love you, don't it?
Me love you, come fuck me like you own me.
Me love you, you know me love you, don't it?
Me love you, come fuck me.
Yo. I want to big up to everybody in the building. I'm gonna leave you with this one cartel. It's all for all of the girl them who know so them have that glamity goal in between them legs. For all the ladies them who know so them pum pum ever bless. Big up on yourself. 187 out.
Yo. Hey. Your pussy coming like Bible. When it open up, me see heaven. Your punani bless my angel. Loving you like Rachel. Your pussy coming like Bible. A parable of some great sex. From your band till now, that's stay blessed. Never afraid of the AIDS test. You have the ever blessed boom boom. I gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you like wow. The ever blessed boom boom. Gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you like wow. The ever blessed pum pum, gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you like wow. The ever blessed pum pum, gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you like wow. Wine baby, like say you're giving me a boy baby. If it is a girl, you make I'm take it. Squeeze up my body, what a birthday gift. Me say this a heaven when the skirt here live. Your last man make your earth hear this. If your heart look already, me a first aid kit. Come in a me house, gal a world place this. Baby, you're not afraid, call me burn rapist. I gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you like wow. The ever blessed pum pum. Gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you like wow. The ever blessed pum pum. Gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you like wow. The ever blessed pum pum. Gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you like wow. You no rank like this. Peace and love up on the head's high list. Me no kissy but me feel like this. When me see your movie style like lips, I know TV something gyal a real life this. Balance by your right wrist. When your foot is so high, gyal it is a flight risk. Come up for your house and me birthplace this. Baby no brother Fred call me burn rapist. I gotta go with you, and I'm in love with you.